we shall see. We are a week away from the NFL draft. All of you know the Cowboys have the number 12 pick, and there's been a bunch of scenarios that have been tossed around about this pick. The good thing, here's a good thing and the bad thing about the Cowboys. The bad thing first is the Cowboys have so many needs. So many needs. So many needs. You name a position, they probably have a need there. Like running back, they have a need there. Serious need there. Receiver, they have a need there. Cornerback, they have a major need there. Linebacker, they have a need. Interior defensive line, they have a need. Another pass rusher, a need. Like they have needs all across the board. Offensive line, a need. The good news is that they have the needs, and any pick that they pick at number 12 will be a need fulfilled. Right? So like you have a lot of options, which is bad, but you have a lot of options, which is good, because now whatever falls to you at 12, you can look at that and go, okay, we got a player. We're not chaotic about where we should go because we don't have many needs. Yeah. Go best available on your board. And another scenario that has to be on the table. With this draft not having this draft doesn't have a lot of can't miss, no doubt, blue chip talent. I would say Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Ashton Jeanty. The first two for sure, right? I think Travis Hunter, I think Abdul Carter, surefire blue chip. They would be in the top 5 conversation in any draft. A loaded draft, they'd be in the top conversation. This draft doesn't have that, which means a scenario that comes into play is at 12, do the Cowboys consider trading back? Now, in order to trade back, trading back is not a one-way street. You need a dancing partner. You need to have somebody who is in the later numbers, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, that are looking to jump up and grab a piece. That, again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. There aren't many I gotta have this dude pieces. So some teams may say, I don't want to give up the later capital to move up and to go get that can't miss piece. You're going to have a lot of dudes when you start talking about getting into the 15 to 20 to 25 range. You're going to find a lot of dudes who in some boards across the league will have second round grades. But because the talent level isn't so good, they're in the first round. But they could really be on a normal draft that's loaded with talent, be second round picks. Does that make sense? And then as you get later in the first round, those people may have some borderline late second round grades on players tipping the nose of third round. That's just the way the talent has fallen this year in this draft. But the one you had Mel Kiper, who has been doing this draft and mock drafts for decades. For weeks and weeks, he had the Cowboys, Omarion Hampton, running back at number 12. And then he changed. And this has been the resounding pick that a lot of people have begun to put on their draft boards, that the Cowboys will take a receiver. And for a long time, it was Tetairoa McMillan, wide receiver from Arizona. Big body, 6'4", 220 pounds, 50-50 ball catcher. And that has been the pick that people have been saying. A week away from the draft, it's changed. on a lot of people's draft boards. And it went from being Tetairoa McMillan to being Texas wide receiver Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden, Tetairoa McMillan, Emeka Egbuka, Luther Burden. If the Cowboys picked any one of those guys, to me, this is Jesse Holley, none of those dudes, Tetairoa, Emeka, Luther, Matthew, none of those dudes, in my personal wide receiver opinions, are wide receiver number ones. If you drafted any of those dudes and did not have CeeDee Lamb, they couldn't. I don't think they can do CeeDee Lamb work. I just don't. Pick one. I don't believe any of them could do CeeDee Lamb work. So it isn't like you're having Randy Moss in the mix of this. You don't have Justin Jefferson in the mix of this. You don't have Malik Neighbors in the mix of these type of players. You have 1Bs, 2s, wide receiver 2s. So you don't, in my opinion, there isn't such a wide gap that if you took either one of those dudes, that you're like, oh my God, there's no generational talent. Neither one of these receivers are generational talent, can't miss prospects. So if you took Tetairoa, if you took Matthew, if you took Emeka, if you took Luther, I think, do I have preference in what fits for the Cowboys? Yes. And the quarterback and the offense, yes, I have preference there. But you can't miss with one of these guys being your wide receiver number 2. That part I'm confident in. So if the Cowboys decide to go wide receiver, like which a lot of people are thinking they are, not mad at that at all. But that seems to be the loud conversation for the Cowboys at 12. I thought maybe offensive line would be an option, but the Cowboys literally, by the time that you're seeing this on Friday, I'm doing it on a Thursday, they just signed another offensive lineman. This is a guy who's been in the league for a while, Hakeem Adonijay. He's been in the league for a while. Hasn't started many games, but a serviceable player. Another offensive lineman, swing offensive lineman, can play inside, can play outside. They're trying. He's from here? Oh, he's from Garland. Okay. That's cool. He, again, he isn't the savior. He isn't. But you add that to the list, that goes to the Robert Jones. That goes to the signing of Dakota Shepley. They signed a bunch of offensive linemen, another one to the mix. They're trying to at least get some depth, give these offensive coaches something to work with, because they're saying, hey, one of these got to work. One of these guys got to work. We haven't probably given up on Tyler Guyton just yet, so we're going to give him some reps. But between Awesome Richards and Tyler Guyton and all the other guys that we're going to bring in, they're going to create some competition at that tackle spot. I think both tackle spots at that right guard spot, and they're hoping that with all the guys in there that they find a combination that works for them. So at 12 in the draft, receiver sounds like that's the way they're going to go. But it's draft day. It could be wild. We don't know what's going to happen. They might go rush in. They might look at a guy like Shamar Stewart from your Aggies, A&M, Tay, right? Have all the physical tools, looks the part, but productivity's not there. They're just going off of, man, he meets all of the physical standards, run, jump, all of the kind of nonsense. But we'll see. It's gonna be interesting. I don't think the Cowboys. I hope I don't have to eat my words. I don't think the Cowboys could miss on a pick because they have a need everywhere. So they decide to go rush in. Great. They had a need there. They decide to go. Just don't go running back. Don't go running back in the first round. If who's there? I know people are going to kill me for saying it, but if Genty's there, I'm looking for a trade. I mean, I would look for a trade down partner. Who wants to come up here and get Genty? Now I control. Now I get that too. I get that first round and that second round, and I can go get Judkins. I can go get Omarion. Maybe I can go get Travion. I can go get a bunch of other guys in the second round with that pick. I got 2 picks now, and I help my team become better. You know what I'm saying? I know that there's a gap between who Genty is and the rest of those guys are, but if I can go get another premium second round pick, my team is better. My team is better. I'm sorry. My team is better. If I can now get a second round pick and I can go get a Judkins and a Alfred Collins, and then in the third round I go get a corner, or go get a corner and go get a defensive guy in the third round, my team gets better. I just think overall. I'm thinking overall. I know you guys are thinking plus player. I'm thinking overall. What I can do with that extra pick, that if he was there and I decided to trade back with somebody and got their second. I'm just saying. I'm looking at the total scheme of this. If I can get a first, 2 seconds, if I get 2 first round pick, 2 second round picks, and a third round pick, that's 4 premium spots right there. My team can get better quick if those spots hit. So I don't know. But I think the Cowboys would go receiver at 12. I'm pretty confident that's where they're going to go. And if they don't, they go rush. If they go offensive lineman, if they have a corner that they like, then I'm okay with that. I'm okay with those picks. But I just know that you don't, after the 4 receivers that I named, Luther Burton, Tetairoa McMillan, Matthew Golden, and Emeka Egbuka, after those 4, you start getting into the realm of maybe some of these players are more closer to Jalen Tolbert level than being closer to CeeDee Lamb level. And I don't need any more Jalen Tolberts. I got enough of those. I do. I need more guys that's going to be closer to CeeDee Lamb's level than Jalen Tolbert's level. But we shall see. The draft will be a week away, and we'll recap it next week, and we'll see what the Cowboys do. They need it. They haven't drafted well the last couple of years. They need a hit. They need a hit. They need multiple hits. They need to swing for the fences and it all to be Barry Bonds type home runs when we're all said and done with this draft next week, because it's gonna be downhill from here if it isn't.